Hey, it's Holly. Today's video is a little different. I am going to be critiquing some eBay listings. Specifically, I'm looking for the most expensive stuff I can find from the vintage Polly Pocket era, 1989 to 1997, and just trying to determine, is it actually worth that price, or are they just asking a lot of money for it? So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so today we're going to be looking around eBay and trying to find some of the most expensive Polly Pocket stuff that we can find. I am specifically going to look at two different eBay sites today. I'm going to look at ebay.ca, which is eBay Canada, and eBay from the UK. And specifically I'm using these two because I find that they tend to have the best selection across them. A lot of the US stuff shows up on the Canadian website. A lot of the European stuff in general shows up on the UK website. So it's just really easy to search across those two. Of course, you can always change your filters, but we'll get into that. So easiest way to find like just really expensive Polly Pocket stuff is really to just try to look for things that are complete. And I will say right off the bat that a lot of the times people say stuff is complete and it's not, but you'll get what I mean. So let's start out by searching for vintage Polly Pocket complete. And sometimes people don't know what vintage means. Vintage Polly Pocket in particular typically refers to 1989 to 1997. So sometimes you get other stuff in here, but let's have a look at what we got. Okay, 533 results. Let's sort by price, highest price. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, that's expensive right off the bat. Let's have a look at this one. So this is 2 sealed Polyville supersets. Wow. So I feel like I think I got this one as a kid. This one on the right. They are different, as you can see. The one on the right has a lot more of the light up sets. I feel like that's the superset that I got as a kid. So we used to go with my parents down to Washington State fairly regularly. I'm in Canada, for those of you that haven't watched much of my channel. And there was a toy store that we would stop at sometimes, and one day that they had one of these boxes, and I want to say it was on sale for $25 US. And this was about $19.95. But that was a really good price even back then. And I remember my mom saying, okay, this is all you're going to get. This is what you're going to get for Christmas. Of course, she never upheld that bargain. She ended up getting me Christmas presents too. But it was such a good deal. And you would get, let's see, I think there was 10 sets. Yeah, 10 sets in one. And this one over on the left, I haven't seen before. But it's got... it looks like 9 houses, 2 vehicles, and then a few extra little small play sets. Like this one with the little carts. I think that's the little pets cart. I think this one's called Strollin' Surprise down here. So again, these are just amazing to see that they're sealed. Let's have another look at some of the stuff inside. Yeah, 28 figures. That's insane. Again, they say it's sealed. I don't know if I see actual seals on it, but it may or may not have had those. I can see that they've pulled the price tag off, probably because it was $25. And yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's open, so define sealed, but I guess the figures are in there, so I'll take that. And then here's the second one. Same kind of box, so I presume they're going to show it open here. There's a little bit of damage on the box. Hey, and if you've been following my channel, you might recognize some of these mats here, this play mat. You'll notice that's not the one I'm having the mystery with. And again, same kind of idea. They're sealed a little bit differently. The figures are in bags, but they do look like they have a seam on them, so they're not open. And a warranty. I guess that would be expired by now. Let's go back to the first box. I'm curious to see if they showed a playmat in the first one. Oh yeah, it's the same playmat. So still, that's not helpful for our special mystery that we're trying to solve with my other playmat. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's called The Mystery of the Map. But okay, so two in theory sealed super sets. That's pretty good. So they are asking $2,200 US, and for me in Canada, that's almost $3,000, especially with shipping. And then there would probably be duty on top of that. Oh, there's also import charges. Okay, so it would be a lot of money. That would be about $3,000 if I were to purchase it, which I'm not going to. That seems a bit much right now. But I typically, when I look at complete sets, I try to value them out of the box, like complete, anywhere between $50 and $100 per set, depending on the set. Some are obviously worth more, but if you look at this has 19 play sets. So if we just do some math on that for a hot second, 19 at 50 would be $950, and 19 at 100 would be $1,900, right? So it's not super far off, and considering that it's in a box and new, and everything is kind of sealed in its place, as much as it can be, I don't actually think that that's priced wrong. And I think maybe it seems extreme, but in the current market, I think that actually is a fair price. You'll notice they don't have make an offer on this one, so no one can make them an offer so far. However, that's pretty amazing. So, okay, so I think that one's actually kind of fair. Tell me what you think in the comments, but I actually think that one's fair. Let's go back to this. Ooh, the birthday party stamper. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's not worth that much money. About 1,800 Canadian. Wow. This is a really rare set. I have not seen one in person ever. And I know it's really, really hard to come by. But is that worth $1,800? I'm going to say no. For me, like a rare set, I think if you were to pay like $300, $400 for a really rare set, if it's something that you really, really want, I kind of get that. But this isn't even in a box. Like, it's not mint in box. That's a lot of money. Is it in excellent shape? Yes, absolutely. It looks like everything is in really nice shape. The dolls have their faces well painted, but give me a break. $1,800. And it has been used, right? It's not brand new. No, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's ridiculous. Moving on from that, let's go back here. Ooh, Jewel Secrets. This is another one that is pretty expensive and hard to find. It's $19.97, and a lot of the $19.97 stuff is a bit harder to find because a lot of people had kind of stopped collecting them. At that time, I don't know if there were very many made because they transitioned into the new style quite shortly after that. So that could be part of it. But it says it's complete, again, without actually going and looking it up on onlypolypocket.com. I wouldn't be able to verify that just looking at this right now. But this isn't a very big set. I have seen this in some auctions, like live auctions, and it's quite small. I would hazard a guess that it's probably under 4 inches wide at its widest point, so it's not big. And I know that a lot of them, the handles go missing, so that handle is there. I have also seen people make reproduction handles, and it's kind of frowned upon to resell something and say that it's complete if it's a reproduction, but this is a pretty hard color to match, so I doubt that that's what's going on here. Yeah, and it's not like a huge playset or anything. It's just that there's not very many of them out there, or at least it seems that there aren't. But it's cool. You can see that it has moving pieces. It does look like quite a neat playset. But is it worth almost $1,000? I don't think so. Again, like if this were me and it was like $200 maybe, but that's a lot of money. Okay, moving down. Oh, there's like a lot of these Disney ones. I haven't gotten into collecting these Disney ones, and just to be honest, I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole because they are very expensive and they're cool. I think if I come across them in a lot that I purchase, then maybe, I would slowly start to collect them, but I haven't specifically sought them out because that wasn't the purpose of my collection. The purpose of my collection was to recollect what I had as a kid, and if you've been following that journey, I am just missing one now, so I'm almost there. But they do go, as you can see, for quite a bit of money. Now these are for sale. It's also important to note that just because something is up for a certain price doesn't mean that that's what it's worth, right? It's better to look at some of the sold listings, and we can do that in a little bit, but yeah, that's why I haven't gone down the Disney route yet. Ooh, the pattern and picture maker. Okay, I also have not seen this in real life. This is one that I've seen in a few like collection photos. It's kind of like a spirograph. So it comes with a poly figure. And then there is a pen, some paper, and little spirograph discs. So if you had a spirograph as a kid, then you know what I'm talking about. But you just kind of sandwich the paper in there so it flips up and you can see it kind of goes underneath, holds it tight. And then you can do your design. I imagine that probably is hard to find with the original paper in it. It's funny to think that paper would make something valuable, but it probably does. And wow, I don't know. That one might actually be worth that much money. In the scheme of things, we'll have to look at solds and see kind of like what some of this stuff went for. That's one that I want to look up. I actually also want to look up the birthday stamper because that one sounds insane. And let's look up this one too. We'll look up solds later. Okay, as you can see, more of these Peter Pan sets. There are a lot of them here complete, which kind of makes me think that they're not as rare as people think they are. But nonetheless, there they are. They're asking quite a bit of money for them. Ooh, these are the Jeweled Forest, Forest, Palace, Ice Kingdom, and Jeweled Sea compacts. These are tiny. I have them. I believe I have all of them complete, sort of. They came with these chains on them, and it's really hard to find them with chains. And I think I maybe have one with a chain and the rest do not. But really cute small play sets. They remind me almost like the Enchanted Storybook ones that I've shown you. But nice to see them with chains. That price might be accurate based on the fact that they all have chains. It's funny like what the details are, but after you've seen a lot of sets up for sale for a long period of time, you get kind of used to what is holding the value. Oh, I want this one. This is the Bouncy Castle House. And the reason I want this one so bad is because it's Polyville, and I really just want to completely finish my Polyville collection. And I actually looked at this one the other day because I was trying to figure out what the Bouncy houses are going for right now. And I looked at this one and I looked at another one that was on the UK website. And I noticed with this one, you might see it better if I do it from here. Do you see how on that little, I think it's supposed to be like an ice cream cart or something on the left, the sticker's like peeled off and it's so dirty, like so dirty. The steps are dirty. There's dirt in between all of the cracks in the sidewalk. Like, you know, try a bit harder, clean it up a bit before you sell it. But that looks like missing paint right there, right? So would I pay that for this? Absolutely not. That needs to be in much better condition to really say that you can ask that much. Angel Pocket, if you're not familiar with what Angel Pocket is, it's just sort of like the, I think it was just in Asia. I want to say Asia, like Thailand. I'm not sure if that was actually, it might just be Japanese. I believe Bandai was the distributor and Bandai called it Angel Pocket. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I want to say like Japan, China, Taiwan, Thailand. I feel like that's what they had there. But there are a lot of people that collect specifically Angel Pocket, and some people have mixed collections. I haven't come across any Angel Pocket in any of the lots I've purchased, so I do not have any myself. Here's an Aladdin set. Wow, some of this Disney stuff is crazy. Oh, here's one that I really want. Some of these are so cool. So this is the Shooting Star eraser case. Let's open this one up and check it out. So this seems really simple when you look at it. It's really just like almost like a little pencil case, but it came with a pencil, some erasers, and then a poly figure. And it's one of those things where, again, I can imagine that they were kind of meant to be consumable in the sense that, you know, someone would take this to school, they would use it as their pencil case or like use the erasers. So when you find things and the pencil's not even sharpened, that's pretty amazing. So again, I can kind of see why they're asking that much for it. It seems ridiculous, but some of these sets, I get it. These, I'm not sure. Oh, I know what these are. These are the special rings that fold out. Okay, these are super cool. I don't have any of these. I haven't really gotten into collecting rings yet, but these rings fold out, so they're almost like little Fabergé eggs. So they open up like that, and they've got like a few different ones, but they can go for quite a bit of money, and as you can see, this person is asking quite a bit. But that would be a hard one to look up a sold on, because it's, again, like usually you're buying them by themselves. And let's look up two more. Okay, Polly Pocket Secret Diary. Let's have a look at this one. So this one is I don't know if any of you had these in the 90s. I always wanted one. I never got one, but in hindsight, they were not very useful. But I was always really just drawn to gadgets. I'm a huge computer nerd, so I was always, anytime I went out shopping, like with my dad or something, I would always beeline for the electronics department because I wanted to check out what kind of cool gadgets were on the market. And these diaries, these electronic diaries, were all the rage. At the same time, within a few years, then it was Palm Pilots for adults and BlackBerry phones, and it all escalated from there, right? But this was kind of what we all wanted as kids. And so it would have a memory, like you'd put a battery in it, it would have a memory, and you could like write your diary in it. I don't know how good kids would have been at typing at the time, but I don't think I properly learned to type until about 97 or so, but hey, who knows? But really cute little digital diary, and it's got a mirror there you can see. And that's, I mean, it's in nice condition and it does work. You can see that it lights up. It says it's January 27th, 97. That's cute. But this one, the year is 1995. So again, it's getting towards the end of that vintage era, but so cute. And if it's working, I don't know. We'll look that one up. We'll see if that's what it's sold for. This Hercules set, I've seen this for extraordinary prices, so that one doesn't totally surprise me. And then these, I'm looking at these and I have a lot of this stuff, which is pretty surprising to me. I know the other one I'd like to look up is this one, the Mermaid Locket. This one is like really coveted. I don't have it, but if you look at it, you can see why. Like, it's so cool. You have a Polly figure that's, well, it's not Polly, it's someone else, but a mermaid, and she's got the full fin on the back and little shells on her chest. It's so cute, and the locket itself is a beautiful gold finish, which can be hard to find in good condition. And this one doesn't look too roughed up. It does have some scuffs on it, but pretty good, and her face is in great condition. So all things considered, that might be worth that. So I say that we start looking up some listings, some completed listings, and see what these things are worth. So let's start with, which one do we want to start with? Maybe the birthday party stamper. So we will look up complete birthday party stamper, and we're gonna just change our settings here to sold items. And do I need to update this, or is it gonna update it for me? Clearly I know what I'm doing here. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. So again, this is showing me in Canadian dollars. One sold in the UK for $8.18. And again, this one's complete. This one also, oh, I hate when people do this. 99% complete. It's not 99% complete. It's probably like 72% complete. But this one is not complete, is basically what that means. $8.59. Wow. And this was in the summer. Like, this is recent. Here's one that sold. It doesn't say complete, so who knows? It may or may not be, but $6.90. And then these are just different sets. So not a lot that's been sold in the last little bit. I mean, 3 of them in the summer, so it's not nothing, but what were they asking again? Oh yeah, that's way too much. If you could get one for, in theory, complete, 818 Canadian, that's about $1,000 over asking. So we're gonna say that this one is too expensive. Okay, moving on to the next one, pattern and picture maker complete. Let's try this one out. Okay, so best offer accepted, best offer accepted. This one says not complete, so we shouldn't be looking at that one because that's not accurate. But this one says complete, and it's sold for something under $275. They won't tell us what it was. And again, not complete. So under $275, they are asking $635, so that is too much money. So that answers that question. Yes, this costs too much. Moving on to the next one. 1997 Jewel Secrets. Now, I think there's 2 variants of this, so I don't know if that's going to affect this, but here's another one where they accepted a best offer, so under $1,100, and I believe this one was roughly $1,100, so maybe. Here's one that sold in August, but it's just the case, I think, and you can see this one doesn't have the handle. These are like, and this one doesn't have the handle, So some of these, like, it's really, really hard to know if they're actually, complete unless you do your homework. So this one looks like it comes with this gem, 2 dolls, and 2 skirts. And here's one, but the dolls are like the 2 of the same doll. So that's not right. And I don't see the jewel. So that one like would have been a good deal. But as you can see, that one might actually be priced correctly. So who knows? Is it the same picture? Is it not the same picture? Very close. Very close. I wonder if they're reselling it. Okay, moving on. Next one is the Shooting Star Eraser case. Okay, sold for under $3.20. Complete. Does not look like the pencil's sharpened. So take that with a grain of salt. This one is sharpened. For $300 it sold. And that's about that. And they're asking $381. So it might be a little overpriced. I mean, who knows what this went for? Maybe it went for roughly $300. And they are currently asking $381 Canadian. So maybe slightly overpriced based on the market. And then the last 2 here from the Canadian site, the Secret Diary. Okay. I've always kind of wanted this one. Oh, wow. There's no sold listings. Okay. Well, I guess this one remains a mystery. Again, $367. I know it seems like a lot, but it is more of a unique piece, so that might be accurate. That one will remain a mystery for now. And let's look up this one. I do see this one come up a bit more often compared to the other ones, so let's look up the Sea Shine Mermaid. Okay, under $250, under $250. And there's not a lot more. Wow, did someone actually pay? Oh, hold on. There's more to this lot than that. Okay, under $250, and this person's asking $250, so it could be close. Oh, let's just take a peek at this sold listing for a minute. It looks like they had some really good stuff in here. Okay, so they had the Sea Shine Locket. They had this variation of Nancy's wedding day, which has the ring with it. The one I have the 2 other variants of this one, and they do not come with the ring, or at least the ones that I have don't have it. But this is the like really ultra rare like pearl one, which is really cool, and the ring goes in there sort of by the organ. And then this is a different pencil case, kind of like the Shooting Star. They came out at the same time. This one is the Moonride pencil case. And I think those might be things that you slide onto pencils, and then you can fit the poly into those little grooves. That is so cool. I think that might be a stencil. I think that's what that's for. This is one of the pizzeria variants. This one's quite rare. So again, that might be worth it. I don't know, 1,400. 1, 2, 3, 4 rare things. That puts them a little over $300 each. I don't know. That seems like a lot, especially when you're putting them together. But interesting. And these 2 aren't considered complete because this one no longer plays music. Oh yeah, that variant was musical. So who knows? I don't know that would be worth it. Well, let's hop over to our friend, the UK website. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go vintage Polly Pocket. And we are going to sort it by highest price. Okay. So, now keep in mind things are going to be listed in pounds here. So I am going to, over on the side, just translate this to Canadian dollars. So this is 3,250 Canadian dollars. Wow. So pretty close. The Canadian dollar is pretty close to the Australian dollar right now. So this will be actually a fairly close estimate. But that was the one that we were just looking at. As you can see, it's just a variant of it. And it is complete in box. Is it worth $3,200? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Next up is the birthday party stamper. That's the one that we just looked at, because that one was also from Taiwan. So a lot of money for that one. I think that one is about $1,000 too much. Oh, these are super cool. So they had, I don't know if you experienced this with any of the toys you had as a kid, but there was a lot of mail away offers for things. Typically you would cut off like the UPC code and mail it in with a certain form. You'd have to collect so many of them, and then in some cases you still had to also then send a check for money and get something back. And this was one of the mail-aways where it is like a little, I want to say it's like a little crystal glass pendant, and that's all it is. It just looks like that, but it came in its own special box. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it's made out of. If it's glass or crystal or plastic, it might just be plastic looking at it. But these are super hard to come by. So 800 pounds is what Canadian? Roughly $1,400. Wow. Let's look up comparables for that one in a minute. Okay, this one too, the gold watch, super rare. This is actually ultra rare, as they say in the listing. And again, have never seen this in real life. I actually have a Polly watch that I found for $15 at a local vintage sort of like used toy store. And I feel like I totally got a steal with that. I showed it in one of my videos of Polly accessories, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But 750 pounds is going to be a lot of money. I want to say that that's probably going to be about 1,200 something. $1,300 Canadian. We're going to look up a comparable for that one too. I don't know if it's worth that much. That's a lot of money. Wow, a pencil topper? There's no way that a pencil topper is worth that much money. Again, this would be like $1,300. Like, it's cute. We'll see if we can find a comparable, like a sold. And this one is the supermarket. I had been tempted to buy a supermarket new in box because I wanted it so desperately. But at the same time, I wanted something that I could play with. And if you saw my video on this set, you'll understand why. Like, this set is so cool. And it was, like, hands down one of my favorite sets as a kid. But that's a lot of money. That's like $1,300. So I think that's too much. Especially knowing what I paid for mine. It was a lot less than that. By many, many times. So yes, it's complete, and yes, it's in a box, but I think that's too much money. And what else have we got here? There's some cool stuff that I haven't really actually seen. The Bridal Locket. That one is very hard to come across. We'll check that out. Here's another watch. The watches are hard to come by. Again, that's why I feel really lucky that I found one. And is there anything else in here? See, a lot of these are just a ton of, in the UK, they call lots bundles. So just a lot of these big lots of polys, which, by the way, if you're getting into poly collecting, that's a really great way to get a bunch together. This one, for example, I can see that there's some sun damage to it because that is not the color of the Starbright dinner party. But this one has the hospital, and I don't know how much of the stuff comes with it. I'm having a hard time seeing literally anything from the hospital here, which is too bad. Yeah, look how sun damaged those are. Do you see that? Like, that's supposed to be purple and it's brown on top. Same here. And again, you can kind of fix some of that stuff, but it's hard to get a really good, even, clean repair on some of that. It's easier to fix things that are on the inside rather than the shell. And this is cool. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff here, but this is mostly just for parts. Like, it doesn't even have the battery cover. That looks like it's been completely broken off. Oh, brutal. It's all rusted out. That's probably battery acid. Looks like something spilled in it too. Lots of really cool sets in here, but and that would be worth a lot of money if they were in good shape, but that's not worth it. Okay, I'm getting thrown off here. We haven't looked at this yet. This is the Bridal Locket, the wedding day locket. In package. So this one's rare on its own, but this one's in package, and they want again close to, I will say that that's probably close to, I'm just gonna look it up, 1,100 Canadian. Wow, that's a lot of money, but it is in the box. Some of this stuff in the box, like especially like the stuff that's really hard to find on its own and then it's in a box, I kind of get it with that. Wow. Okay. See, this one I kind of get because you get the Sea Shine Locket in there and you get a bunch of other poly jewelry. Like that one might not be so bad. I can't believe I'm saying that. I should probably look up what that is in Canadian dollars because I'm getting thrown by the $479. Okay, it's $830. That is a lot of money. Let's see if we can find some comparables for some of this stuff. So we're gonna look up show only sold items. Here we are. Wow. Oh, the summer villa, that was a good one. Sold for 620 pounds. Holy cow. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Let's look up the ones that we were looking for originally. So, mail away pendant. Wow. Okay, so here's some of them. So these ones, again, these don't seem to have boxes, right? But you can see they came in different colors. They say crystal. Maybe they are crystal. But, and then just random underwear. Okay, so not much to go off there. Nothing like with the box. So it seems like a big price jump for the box, but cannot confirm. Okay, this one, the gold watch. Those are so cool. I probably should type this a bit better. That would help. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of the bracelets and other jewelry, but nothing with that gold watch. Wow. Okay, also can't confirm that. That just goes to show some of this stuff is super rare, so maybe they're right. Maybe that's all they're willing to part with it for. Okay, this is the Star Bright Pencil Stamper. Nothing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, what else are we looking for? Bridal Locket. Let's see. Okay. All right, Wedding Day Locket. Let's just confirm that they look the same. Whoops, we'll close this one. All right, so it's got some flowers around a mirror and then these moving pieces here. So I think this is just like a variation. Are we going to be able to see? Yeah, this is just a variation of the same thing. You can see it's got that, it's got that sort of gear thing there. So very similar, but just different colors. This one, Polly's blonde. What's Polly look like here? Brown hair. Yeah, so really similar. This one has a sort of a flower crown, some flowers, a veil of some sort. And again, all that stuff is there. It's just different. Does it have the skirt too? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is just different color. Okay, so this one went for $332, or yeah, 332 pounds. So here's the thing is, that's the variant. And this is the one we were looking at, was this one that was pink and purple. So this one, it just says with the original doll, so it's not complete. Yeah, hard to say. It's like really hard to say if this one is worth more or less because it's a different variant, right? Wow. Okay, well, we're not doing very well finding comparables here. Let's look at this last one. So this was the golden gift set. Let's see if anyone has that for sale. Nothing. Wow. Okay, so some of that stuff really is as rare as they say it is. At least it is on eBay. Now, for those of you that are looking to get into collecting and are trying to find stuff, eBay is just one place. There's so many other websites. In the US, at least, they have Mercari. We don't really have that here in Canada. Poshmark, Etsy. I'm sure you can find locally on Facebook Marketplace to some degree. I've found that kind of difficult. And, going places like flea markets, garage sales, whatever is available to you. But a really other good source is Facebook groups. There are lots of Polly Pocket buy, sell, trade groups, specifically for this vintage era, the 1989 to 1997. And you can connect with other collectors and trade or buy stuff off them. There's lots of rules in how you do that so that everyone stays safe and make sure that they get their side of the deal. But really, really great ways to look for stuff if you're not finding it on eBay. And that's to be honest, that's kind of how I got my supermarket. Is I put a call out I was looking for a supermarket, and I asked in a group. I didn't actually get it through a group per se, but I knew someone that is in the groups and messaged her directly, and she had another friend who's also a collector who happened to have it. So it was sort of word of mouth, but you know, make a few friends in the community, and you might get some good hookups in there too. So something to check out. So a little bit of a different video, but my question for you today to leave a comment is, how did you feel about some of those prices? Do you feel, I actually want to know, do you feel like that super set was too much money? Because I'm starting to feel like it was a really good price, and I kind of want to look at it again. And when I say super set, it was 2 super sets, right? Like, okay, it's not coming up really quickly here, but let's look. Like that didn't seem like too crazy of a price in hindsight. I mean, yes, it would cost about $3,000, and that probably is crazy in some ways. The only thing that just I don't love about buying stuff in box, like I love the idea that I have some stuff in box and that I can look at it, but I can't display it very well, you know, like it just sits there in the box. And if you open it up and play with it, like it loses its value. And I like playing with this stuff. Like I like making videos and moving all the little pieces. And I feel like it's kind of a shame when things are just stuck in the box forever. And I just also wouldn't have the heart to open it, knowing that it's valuable when it's like in the box in that condition. So for me, I do like to collect things outside of the box. 1, because they are a little bit cheaper, and 2, because I get to actually fully, properly check the toy out. And I think that that's kind of the fun of the Polly Pocket sets. So yes, I do have stuff in box. You've seen some of my, I did a video on some of the sealed things that I have. But I think I really do prefer collecting stuff out of box. So I guess my second question to you would be, are you an in-box collector or an out-of-the-box collector? Because I would err very strongly on the side of out of the box. So let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this too much money? Was there any other sets that you had feelings about the price on? And yeah, do you prefer toys in the box or out of the box? Love to know your thoughts. Okay, so again, let me know in the comments. I would just love to hear your thoughts on all of that. I do feel like some of those prices are kind of astronomical, but who knows? I mean, if it's the only one out there that is for sale, you can kind of ask what you want, and if people are willing to pay it, they're willing to pay for it. The thing that's just really hard about the collecting market is that if you see something in the sold listings and it's sold for a certain price, that kind of just becomes the price, and you have to decide for yourself if you're willing to pay that, or you just hope that someone lists it lower or takes a lower offer somewhere else, like not on eBay. So it's a bit challenging, but I do notice that the prices are going up significantly. So if you are looking to get into collecting, just make sure that you're on as many sites as possible so you can keep your eye open for good deals. That's what I do. I also love to buy things in lots because I find that it's just easier to get a bunch of stuff and kind of piece it together over time, which is why I do have a lot of duplicates, but that's the game I'm playing. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, leave your comment. And if you're on Instagram, come follow along on Pocket Vintage Toys over at Instagram. That's where I share what I'm going to be bringing out in my next video. And it's a great place to connect and chat with me. So if you're on Instagram, come follow along at Pocket Vintage Toys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.